apply to any job, but as we know, every job is different. Every client is different, their needs are different, and that's what we need to do, and I do as a lead, is hone in on their needs and ask them the questions and know, you know, just because I want to do it this way and I think it'll look pretty, doesn't mean that's the way they live. So I don't know if many of you have picked up on that, but I try to, you know, do what the client wants, not what I want. But also do it to a level that they go, oh, look at that, they cleaned up after themselves. They, you know, they were neat and they were orderly. When, you know, when someone comes into your home and they leave a mess, that's kind of annoying to you, makes you have to do more work, and you've hired them to do work, but you're still having to do it. So we like to just, you know, at the end I'm going to touch on go the extra mile, couple little things that just, you know, we might take for granted that they could do it themselves, but if they came and found that it was done, they'd be like, wow, you know, that little thing, you know, tells them to tell their friends and tell two friends about us and our service, and that's really what has happened over, you know, time, that people hear about us and we get all these jobs and work with all these great people. So I just want to start with basics, and I know it's redundant, but I just have to cover everything so that I don't assume that you already know it, and then when it doesn't happen, I go, but you should know that. Well, I didn't tell you, so I'm telling you. So just forgive me if there are things you already know. So you're going to start off a job, packing, obviously, dressed like this, having your apron. Always these are going to be your tools. You're going to have tape, which will be provided. Always, whatever job, even if it's a packing or unpacking job, have these things in your pocket. I just keep them in there. That's just going to make your job easier. And Post-it notes for self-pay, like we did last week, help because we label the boxes instead of writing all over them, because we use boxes. Using the color code based on the room, you know, here's a key like we used last week to just color code it. It helps the movers know that this color goes in this room, and typically I go to the room and label that on the job.
Is that every job, sorry? You do that for every
No,
job?
it's not for every job, because if it's a job that we pack and unpack, that's when we do it.
Okay.
Because then when we unpack it, we pull this off.
All right.
Okay? If we're doing a job that we're just packing for the people and they're moving out of town, we just want to label it the room that it's going to be in. And that's, you know, that'll be explained to, you know, how she's moving or however, but those details will be explained on the job. But you always want to label on this side of the box rather than the top. You could do both, but this way when they're stacked, which I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but you can see them. So I just want to...
Okay, so I have a question about this. When the boxes are